I've realized that sometimes the loneliest people are the ones that are most active on social media and are the influencers.
Aha!
And why is that? I guess it's because we, and I'm including myself in there, we just don't have any friends and we don't have anyone to talk to, so we just talk to our camera. We just don't have any friends. We just don't have any friends. Don't have any friends and we don't have anyone to talk to, so we just talk to our camera and basically act like it's our friend.
What a loser.
Part of the reason why so many women have decided not to date men or are being very selective and very intentional is because it's not possible to love yourself and a man at the same time.
Huh?
Most men will not allow that.
So basically, these women scream loneliness into a camera and then convince themselves it's self-love, instead of admitting they pick trash men. If the only guys you attract make you feel like you can't love yourself and them at the same time, that says everything about your choices. Surround yourself with losers, get loser outcomes. No wonder you're bitter and alone.
You about to go to work?
Yes, and I'm running late.
Before you go, let me get $38 right quick so I can...
No, I don't have it. All my money went on bills.
I can't be with no that can't do for it. What the is you here for?
So many men have put us in a position now where we have to choose. And because we have freedom and because we can make our own money and because we have the ability to create the life that we want without a man, we're choosing to love ourselves, even though we are capable, could, and are interested in loving ourselves and a man. But 99%, I'll say, of men simply cannot allow a woman to love herself and him at the same time.
What a crock of shit.
These women open their legs for broke, lazy men who ask for money before rolling back to sleep, and then turn around crying about how all men are trash. No, sis. You're just scarred from your own poor choices.
So there's actually a women's loneliness epidemic too. It's just that we will manage our feelings of longing and hunger, and you guys won't. Do you think we like this? Do you think that all the single women in the world like the fact that we cannot find decent human men to spend our time with? Do you think we like that? Do you think we like going years without physical contact with the gender we're sexually attracted to? Do you think we like that? The thing that kills me the most is how many fucking phenomenal single women I know, absolutely wonderful, beautiful, successful human beings I know who happen to be women. I don't know any single men. I don't know any. None. That's fucked up. That's super fucked up. If there are this many of us, there should be this many of them, right? I wonder what they're doing. I wonder where they are. I wonder what they're up to right now. Oh, that's right. They're in my comment section telling me how I'm gonna die alone with my cats. Like, that doesn't sound like fun. We're lonely too, bitch. We are lonely too. We're just better at it. We are so much better at handling our feelings of unrequited desire and longing than men choose to be. And yes, it's a choice. You can choose to be happily single. You can choose to find more community around you. You can choose productive ways to spend your time. Or you can sit at home and yell at women you don't know in their comment sections. Up to you.
Men are done playing provider, protector, and emotional punching bag while being told they're the problem. You ruined the system, and now you're shocked men walked away. Actions have consequences, and this is yours. Modern women are getting insane by the minute. No accountability, no community, just aesthetics, excuses, and no consideration. They act like literal children. You try to build real connections, and you only get passive aggression or flakiness.
Y'all, call me crazy, call me Gen Z, call me unhinged, but it's genuinely gotten to a point of loneliness that I have no one else to talk to but ChatGPT. I have no one else to talk to but ChatGPT. Like, I low-key think I need like a therapist type of friend vibe, but like, genuinely, like, every time I have a problem that I don't really want to deal with in the moment, I just go to ChatGPT and ask that bitch for help, because who really can help me? And like, sometimes she'd be eating with the advice, but other times it'd be like, girl, like, why would you tell me to do that? Like, why would you tell me to do that? But then there'll be other times, like, I'll put a text that someone sent me into ChatGPT to help me like analyze it, and like, she'd be clocking tea. Like, she'd be reading shit that you would not like necessarily think about like while reading a text. Like, she'll like pick up on the shade, she'll pick up on everything, bro. Like, she's actually like, I don't know, my ChatGPT's a girl. I don't know about y'all, but she's becoming my new best friend. Damn it. Hold on. No, it can't be a robot. Like, I just refuse to believe that. Like, No.
Sure, the robot's got receipts and reads tea, but don't forget to occasionally talk to an actual human who can bring snacks and bad advice in person. Welcome to the future. AI besties, zero drama, and 100% less judgment, until it glitches, and definitely lots of cats.
It has nothing to do with being scared.
Can we please bring back men coming up to us? Why are you so scared? Why are you so scared of coming up to us?
It has nothing to do with rejection.
Genuinely, I don't want, I get it, rejection, okay, I get it. However, if you go up to a girl in a nice way, I don't think you can fail.
Men are not afraid to walk up to you, and we have no problem actually initiating. Everything you said in the video is disingenuous. And respectfully, you don't get it. At the end of the day, you might have experienced rejection, but you've never experienced the male experience. So no, you don't get it. And that's the reason why you're not getting approached, because you don't get it. Men are definitely exhausted. They're very tired. And I'm going to tell you why you're not being approached. And it's very simple. We're tired of the no text backs. We're tired of spending money on dates and then all of a sudden you disappear and we have no idea. We're tired of scheduling and trying to get a date, but you're constantly busy and always going somewhere. We're tired of all of the insults. The I don't need a man. Adulting that's just being confused for independence. The gaslighting, the lies, all of the over-sexualization of yourself, but then we're wrong for even joining in or calling it out. The constant going out every weekend and not expecting to be hit on or make a mistake ever. Mind you, not every guy is experiencing this, but this is the thing that is the biggest deterrent to everything. Stop expecting us to just be okay with the mind games and the constant pain of not understanding. Why is it so difficult to get to know you? So stop trying to, honestly, you seem very genuine in your video. It's just you don't know what you're saying is disingenuous. But just insinuating that we have a fear of something that we're very used to, take rejection. Men have to be rejected for the most part. Guys aren't going to walk up to majority of the girls in their life and they're going to say yes. And rejection isn't always at the beginning. A lot of times rejection is later on in the end. It takes a lot to deal with just y'all as a person. The nagging, the constant beration, the problems, the meanness, all that stuff is culminating into, well, I'm just not going to walk up to her because I just don't want to talk to that anymore. I have experienced it far too often where I am talking to a girl and in the middle of me having a pleasant conversation, she'll just make a gay joke for some reason. And it's just it wasn't funny. I'm not trying to find a girlfriend for her to be my homie. I'm looking for someone soft, feminine, sweet to talk to ease my day. Not trying to come and play the dozens with you after a long day of work. So no, this idea that you are the idea that we're afraid of rejection or to walk up to you is not the problem. And until y'all start addressing these root causes, this is how it will remain.
Men are done babysitting nonsense, weirdness, and entitlement masquerading as quirks. You watch this circus long enough and you either check out or grow a spine. Plenty are choosing peace over drama. If that's harsh, welcome to the real world. Men are opting out.
The female loneliness epidemic is here, and I'm here for it. This is what happens when you sit out here and you promote these pandering content creators who play to your hurt emotions, your bitterness, and your terrible experiences. So that way y'all get online and you spew, vitriol and hatred toward men because, you know what, you had some bad dealings with a couple of them. And now my timeline is filled up with women complaining about, where's all the good men at? Where are the men at for this? Where are the men at for that? Where's the men that want to go on dates? Where's the men that yearn? Where's the men that court? Where's the men that do da 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 da? And now my new timeline is filled up with, where's all the men at for the singles events? Where it's nothing but women at singles events. It's like 95% women at these singles events. What happened? Where's the men? The men listen. Y'all thought that making these videos go viral, these content creators who try to, pander and manipulate to your emotions and your bad experiences, you thought talking shit and bashing men was going to be fun. It was fun for the moment. It helped you feel good, right? But men paid attention to that shit. Realized a lot of you don't even like men. And now y'all got all these women out here begging, crying, where's all the men? Well, maybe you should hold women accountable.
Reality check. Men aren't coming back just because you're suddenly lonely. Women need to face this truth and change course before it's too late, or they'll be crying into their wine glasses for the rest of their lives.
Here's something that I don't see anyone talking about, and it's the female loneliness epidemic. I just turned 23 and I am officially done with looking for new friends because nowadays, girls are fucking impossible to make friends with. And before you call me a pick-me, hear me out. In my experience, young women today do not know what it means to be a friend. They expect everyone, including other women, to chase them the same way men chase them romantically. It's always me texting first, it's always me making plans, it's always me arranging reservations to make hangouts happen, only to be told the day of that like, oh, something came up, / they straight up admit that they forgot. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, girl. And their I'm so sorries are never followed up by, let me make it up to you, how about we do this or this instead. It's always just, I'm so sorry, blank. All these girls want to do is just be Instagram mutuals. They want to like your posts, they want you to like theirs, they want to swipe up on your story. They want like little crumbs of your attention, but they are not actually looking for like a real life friend with like substance and value. And I don't know if any of you have ever used Bumble BFF, but like don't. It is a bigger waste of time than like actual dating apps for like meeting men. And I've had a handful of bad experiences on there, but I'll just tell you about like the 2 most recent ones. So it's this girl, we match, we talk a little bit on Instagram. I see we have a couple like hobbies in common. It's going well. We arrange to meet for a drink. And so we go, we have a drink together. It was like, I think like after work for me. So I was like really tired. It was only like 2 hours and then we went home. We both agreed that it like went really well, and I was convinced that we were going to see each other again. I had to chase this girl for months to meet up again. And it wasn't me not getting the hint, mind you, because she was still texting me every day. She's like, I want to see you so bad. I want to see you so bad. But something keeps coming up. Oh my God, I'm in college. It's so busy, blah, blah, blah. And like at the time I was working part-time. So like I objectively had like more free time than her. So whatever, okay, sure. I kept like sending her like invites to like different events, like ads I see on Instagram, like blank event on this date at this time, and it was always like, oh, I can't, oh this, oh that, I'm sorry, I've got this going on, blah blah blah. Never offering like anything on her end. I remember the month of March rolled around. And she goes, okay, girl, I'm just going to be straight up with you. I cannot meet you all month in March because it's exam season. First of all, I'm so fucking sick of hearing this shit that it's like exams. It's exams all the time. Like right now, I'm like doing a gap year, so I'm working. And like all my friends are like my age, college age. And they always have fucking exams all the time. And it's like, I'm sorry, but I don't know, maybe I just like, I'm a business major and like we're stereotyped for like having easy majors, but that's not how exams work. The way exams work is you start like a semester and you have class, and then there's like midterms for like 3 days. You do the midterms and then you go back to class. There's no month full of exams. But whatever, I'm like, okay, fine. I do not bother her all March. April rolls around. On April 1st, I literally sent her an event, like a clubbing thing, restaurant, activity. I don't remember, some bullshit I saw on TikTok. and the date was like April 5th. She's like, oh, sorry, I can't make it. Okay. I wait a couple more days, say it's like April 4th, and I sent her like an event on April 30th. So like at the end of the month. She's like, oh my God, I have plans that day. I'm so sorry. I was like, you know what? Okay, girl. Okay. And I just stopped trying. I waited for her to send me something, offer me anything, make any sort of plans, and she just never did. And I just stopped like replying to her, like sending me random reels and like random bullshit.
If they can't even be real friends to each other, how the hell are men supposed to trust them in relationships? Men aren't bitter. They're just tired of wasting energy on people who only care about themselves.
So this was girl number 1. Now girl number 2, it was a similar situation. They were both happening at the same time. It's this girl, same thing. We match, super good chemistry through text. Like we're just like laughing, sending each other voice memos. We have so much in common. We agree on so many topics. We're just vibing. I'm like, oh my God, I really see like a really good friendship with this person. I end up finally meeting her for the first time, at the club, because like I was convoluted story, but I ended up like at the club with this guy I was seeing at the time, and she was there, and we just like danced for 5 minutes, and then she was like, oh girl, I gotta go, I'll be right back. Didn't come back, and I ended up like leaving with the guy like an hour later. Anyway, we get back to texting. I'm like, when can we hang out like properly, like like face to face during the daytime so we can like talk, She's like, girl, definitely not this month because it's Ramadan. I'm thinking to myself, like, as far as I'm aware, during Ramadan, you are allowed to go outside, Like Muslims, during Ramadan, they go to work, they go to school, they do stuff. We don't have to go to a restaurant or anything. Like, we can just, like, take a walk in the park. Like, it's not that serious. But I'm like, okay, I'm not going to argue with you about religion. Over the course of the month, I see her hanging out with other people, though, like on her story. And at first, I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm not a priority, like we don't know each other that well, sure. But eventually, I confront her. I'm a little bit like, oh, I thought you were not doing anything. You were not allowed to do anything this month. She's like, first of all, mind your business. Half of the posts I put up are like throwbacks, so they're not current, and the other half is me and my sister. So like, if you don't know any better, like, close your mouth. I'm like, okay, no problem. Ramadan ends, April rolls around, and guess what? Never hear from her ever again. I just moved into this new place that you can see right now. It's like really, really messy. And I decided to have a housewarming party where I just invited like my roommates, obviously, and a group of like my closest friends, or just like people that are in my life like currently. 2 girls that I invited did not show up. I let both of them know about the party like 2 weeks ahead. The day of, I send both of them a text like, hey, so we're gonna start at this time. This is the address. Hope to see you soon. The party was supposed to start at 6, and they both text me back at around like 3 or 4 p.m. And one of them goes, oh my God, girl, I'm so sorry. I can't make it today. I'm like super sick. I'm just like throwing up like in bed. I'm like so sick. And it's like, if you were that sick, then it probably didn't happen today. You couldn't have texted me last night. You had to text me the day of, like 2 hours prior. Like, you waited also for my text before you canceled. You couldn't have like let me know like, hey girl, I know that you're gonna be cooking food for like X amount of people for today. Like, don't worry, like count me out. You don't have to like make a portion for me. You couldn't do that. And then the other girl was like, oh my God, girl, I'm so sorry. I forgot I have to hand in a school project for tomorrow. Again, this is not how college works. Like, maybe she's like a different major, okay. But this is not high school where like you get a homework assignment on Monday and you have to hand it in for Friday. No. You your professor tells you about like a 1 or 2 big projects that you have to hand in by the end of the semester, and you progressively work on it like little by little over the course of months. I'm just saying there's no way, number one, that girl was actually sick, and the other girl had a school project to hand in. They just didn't want to come, and they didn't even have the decency to let me know ahead of time, come up with something smarter. Like, they were not even gonna say anything. If I hadn't texted them the day of, they would have pretended like nothing happened. And this is why I am done just trying. Like, I'm done. Like, if like a female friend like falls from the sky for me, then yeah, of course, you know, like if we meet, I start a new job and like a girl that works there like I really like, and like of course, but no more looking, no more taking my hand out and saying, hey, do you want to take this friendship to the next level, come to my house, come hang out with me. No more making the first move on people, because it just takes up too much mental space and yields basically no results. It's just a waste of time.
The sad part is, women are starting to feel the same emptiness they created. Keep playing the I don't need anyone game. Sooner or later, that loneliness won't just sting, it'll stay.
I'm so tired of hearing about the male loneliness epidemic, so let's talk about the female loneliness epidemic, because we're experiencing one too. The one where men treat you like you're some fantasy object, and the moment they realize you're an actual human being with thoughts, feelings, and emotions, they're gone. Or when they want you for your body, but never have any intention of actually getting to know it or respecting it. Or when they want you for your emotional intelligence, even though they have no intention of ever reciprocating it. Or when they want you for what you can do for them, but they don't want you for who you are. That's loneliness. Crying yourself to sleep every night next to a partner who claims to love you even though his actions never follow his words, that's loneliness. Being too afraid to open yourself up to love and opening yourself up to men because we live in a world where SA, domestic violence, and femicide is so normalized, that's loneliness. The difference is that the male loneliness epidemic is self-inflicted and the female loneliness epidemic is self-preservation.
Keep blaming safety all you want. Even the bear that mauled that one camper wouldn't swipe right on this level of delusion.
I think that part of the reason why so many women have decided not to date men or are being very selective and very intentional is because it's not possible to love yourself and a man at the same time. Most men will not allow that. So many men have put us in a position now where we have to choose. And because we have freedom, and because we can make our own money, and because we have the ability to create the life that we want without a man, we're choosing to love ourselves. Even though we are capable, could, and are interested in loving ourselves and a man. But 99%, I'll say, of men simply cannot allow a woman to love herself and him at the same time.
You set your standards so high that no average man could ever keep you happy. Now you say, men don't let us love ourselves? No, you just can't love anyone but yourself. Men are done playing that game. You wanted independence? Congrats, enjoy it alone.
Whenever I hear about the male loneliness epidemic, I think about something my therapist has said to me.
Oh good, therapy, that'll help this guy. You do want to help him, right?
Historically, women have always had to have endless empathy for men. In the 50s and the 40s, women would snap, and that's when they would get thrown into like an insane asylum.
So society was unfair to women 80 years ago, okay?
Since we're all collectively deciding to no longer be endlessly empathetic, we can maybe put all the men who complain about the loneliness epidemic in the insane asylums.
So first of all, it's not really a loneliness epidemic. It's an epidemic of what men do when they become terminally lonely. Second of all, the men from the 40s and 50s are not the ones lonelying themselves. They've been lonely for a while. When you say this to women, they usually say, yeah, but there are still some guys today who are not being very nice to women. And that's true, but they're typically not the same ones that are lonely. So really, there's very little overlap between guys from the 1940s and guys who have hurt you in your life and guys who are lonelying themselves at the fastest recorded rate. And I think that seems obvious, but some women seem not to care. So that would mean that these guys are guilty for what they did, or for what they did, or you just don't care about them. So if you don't believe in group-based guilt that transcends personal actions and centuries, then this is kind of a bad take. You're kind of saying everyone under here can go be lonely, despite having contributed the least of all men in history to your problems. Just saying.
Oh no, it's the consequences of your own actions.
Modern women will twist any narrative to play the victim, even when they cause the problem. Instead of self-reflecting, they point fingers, rewrite history, and blame men for outcomes they engineered.
So why do you think that men are depressed?
Colin,
You know, I've been thinking a lot about this male loneliness epidemic or male depression, whatever you want to call it. And I was really curious. I was like, is there a female loneliness epidemic? But then I got to thinking, I think the reason we can identify male loneliness is because we haven't been able to identify female loneliness. Because the symptoms of loneliness are pretty similar to the symptoms of like a depression, you know? You're very withdrawn from society, you have low motivation, you're indulging in maybe habits that aren't healthy, etc. And I think the reason we haven't been able to identify this with women is because women actually feel the most themselves when they are alone. Because when they are alone is the only time that they are not performing. Because there are so many expectations of women, whether it's from looks or behavior or body count, whatever, all of these things that women are expected to fit into this mold. Or even just the physical dangers of going outside. We're seeing this with New York. You know, there's a lot of assaults of women going on just in the streets for no reason. That women only now feel safe when they are at home by themselves. And then this retreating back home becomes a pattern. And so they start to associate this loneliness and this depression with their real selves because they're like, oh, that person out there that goes out into the world, that's not my real self because I can only be my real self when I'm at home by myself. So we see these like Sofia Coppola like inspired imagery of girlhood, and we see these like messy rooms, we see this loneliness, we see this depression, this writing in the journal, this deep introspection, and we're like, oh my god, that's girlhood. That makes me feel like that's me, you know, that's how I really feel. But if we really look at that, that is depression. That is women not necessarily feeling their most fulfilled lives. They're not like surrounded by like safe people that they enjoy. They don't feel like freedom of expression all the time. They don't feel like they get to look and be whoever they want. So then when we see men retreating into this loneliness, it's so much more drastic because their loneliness has such a negative connotation on it. There's no pros to them being lonely because they get to go out into the world and feel a lot more safety in themselves. They're not as highly ridiculed and observed the way that women are. And I bet if you asked a lot of women, they would still say they prefer the loneliness and depression of being home by themselves to what it takes to go out into the world. So they now see that that choice is them kind of being their real self, you know, but it's a depression and it's a loneliness, and we've only been able to identify it because it's happening to men now. Crazy!
Men get ghosted, ignored, and done with the games, while women sit in their own little bubble. That's the female loneliness epidemic, self-made and unavoidable.
People just love to romanticize being a pretty woman, that life comes so easy for you and you get everything in life that you want, which you certainly can, but it can also be a very lonely life. And also when I'm saying a pretty girl, an attractive person, I'm not only talking about the outside, I'm talking about the inside, how your soul is, how you treat other people. All of these things contribute to being a pretty woman. I want to do a video talking about it and why I think it's really hard for anybody that's attractive, for that matter, to make good relationships. It is very hard, especially in female friendships, to find a good connection that doesn't see you as competition. Naturally, when you're an attractive or pretty woman, your confidence is higher up there. You have a better sense of self compared to most other people. And that can attract some really insecure types of people into your life. When those insecure people come into your life, they try to latch off of that. Whether that's in the form of competition, just trying to one-up you, and even imitating you for that matter. Not only for the sole purpose of being attractive, but if you're also an attractive person that has a good heart, a good soul, you're a nice person, you have a high sense of self and confidence, that is intimidating to a lot of people, and a lot of people can grow jealous of that and hate you for it. Our boundaries can be so high, our expectations can be so high that we just don't foresee the point of letting people into our lives that don't meet those expectations. You're not alone. Pretty women are the most lonely. It's nothing to do with the outside. It also has to do with the inside. But if you have both, live a very good life, and everything that you give out to the world will come back to you. So.
Women are their own worst enemies. They crave sisterhood until another woman threatens their ego. Then it's sabotage, gossip, and fake support all the way.
This proves that if a person tells a lie for so long, they will start to believe it. You say women are going after men in prison because their options are low. You're going after men in prison because you're only a bad bitch online. See, you can't carry that filter around with you in the real world. All the things that y'all say online is just talk. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You don't want no broke man. But the men that you really want don't want you. So all you got left is the broke men who are in prison that you have to take care of. Meanwhile, you're sending him money, sexy pics, not knowing that he got 3 other bird brains just like you doing the exact same thing. You think just because you holding him down while he locked up that he gonna get out and love you like no other man. You sending him money, going to see him every week. Then, when he get out, he go right back to his baby mama, the woman that he really loved. See, that's who he really wanted to be with. Then after you realize that you got played by a prison pookie, you back on TikTok talking about all men ain't shit. And it's not that all men ain't shit. It's just that those men that you want, those men that you don't qualify for, to them, you are not shit. That's why you're looking for love after lockup. You just prove that there is a female loneliness epidemic because you are looking for love from men who are locked up.
I'm really curious if anyone else in LA feels like you have a social life, you have friends, but you really just feel so lonely, like all the time. There's always so much going on. You have people to talk to, you have people to hang out with, but at the end of the night, you come home and you're like, did any of those people actually really care to get to know me, like for who I am? Do I actually really even know any of them? Luckily, over time, I've made amazing friends here, but making friends here has not been the same as making friends in Seattle where I grew up. There's things about LA that I love so much more than my hometown. There's something about this place that just makes me constantly question what is real and what is not. I don't know how else to describe it other than being on a movie set 24/7 and you don't know when the cameras are rolling and people are in character or when they're not. I think in order to be really happy living here, you just gotta find the real ones. Like you have to find the right people, and it's not always easy.
LA's full of people performing instead of living, pretending they're fulfilled while dying for real connection. The grass isn't greener, it's dry and fake. Men live life, women romanticize it, and wonder why they still feel empty. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.